Today we'll be looking at the different field types. Disclaimer ahead of time that formula, roll-up summary, lookup relationship, and external lookup relationship will have their own videos, so check the description for that, and check the description for the timestamps of the field types that are in this video. First up is auto number. This is a number that's generated whenever you create a record, and it's read-only, so it can't be edited once it's created. You format this number, so anything outside of the curly brackets will appear exactly how it appears here. The word example and this dash. Anything inside the curly brackets has certain properties. If you just type zeros, that's where the number is actually generated. The amount of zeros is the number of digits within that number. So there's 3 here, so it'll be 001, 002. It's the minimum number of digits, so it has to have at least 3. So it'll have those 0 placeholders in front, but it can go above that. So eventually, if this goes to the thousands, it can have 4 digits or 5 digits. You can also bring in the date in which the record is created. So MM for month, DD for day, YY for year. You can have 2 Ys for abbreviation or 4 Ys for the full year. The starting number here is just referencing this number, the one that's actually generated. So you just have to type a number there. I'll just start with 1, 2, 3. So the first record that's created is going to have 1, 2, 3. The second number created is going to be 1, 2, 4, and so on. I've already created this field. So the end result, example, 1, 2, 4. It's 1, 2, 4 because it's the second version, or the second record that was created. Dash, the date. Next we have checkbox. This field is pretty simple. There's not a lot to do in the options. It's just a box that you can check off or leave blank. It's checked off, it's true. It's not checked off, it's false. So you can just label it whatever you want, and you can set the default value to be checked or unchecked. And the finished value will look like this. And you can check it or uncheck it. Next is currency. This allows you to put in a number and have it formatted to whatever currency you have enabled. On the customizing side, there's not much to do besides pick the length and the amount of decimal places you want. So what this looks like is this. So even if I put in an integer, no decimal places, and I click save, it fills in the cents and adds the unit in the front. For the date field type, there's not much to customize on this end. The main difference is that when they're entering a value, they can type in the date themselves, or they can click a calendar and select the date they want. Date time is very similar to date. Not much to customize on this end. If you go in, this is the same as date, click a day, and then time gives you a drop down of all times throughout the day, separated by 15-minute increments. But if you follow the format, you can type in a more specific time. Next is email. Pretty self-explanatory. There's not much to customize here because the user is just typing in an email. The only difference is that when they type it in and save it, creates a link to that email. Next on the list is geolocation. This is used to give coordinates to a specific point on the globe. You can measure it in degrees, minutes, and seconds, or you can measure it using decimals, and you can choose the number of decimal places. On the user side, it's like this. It's latitude, comma, longitude. So they're just typing a latitude and I type in a longitude. Next is number. This one's pretty simple. You can choose the number of decimal places, and you can choose the length, which is the number of digits to the left of the decimal place. And you can just type in a number. Percent is similar to number. You can change the length and the number of decimal places. Difference is that when you type in a number, it adds %sign. Next up is phone. This doesn't have a lot to customize when you're creating it. On the user side, if you type in any 10-digit number, it'll format it to be a phone number and it'll create a link that if you click it, it'll call that number. Next is Picklist. This allows the user to pick one choice from a drop-down list. So to create your choices from that list, you can either use a global Picklist value set or enter the values right here. The global Picklist value set is if you want to use a certain set of choices for multiple fields across multiple objects. To create the choices, they're just separated by each line. So this will be the first choice, the second choice, and the third choice. To get to the global Picklist value set, go to Home. You can search Picklist value sets, and it's the same thing as here. You just type in the choices. And you can save this and then choose one from this dropdown. So on the user side, looks like this. Drop down and they pick a choice. And that's it. Picklist multi-select is similar to Picklist. Difference being the user can choose multiple values as their input. So I have the same choices here. If you go over to the user side, this is what it looks like. They can choose more than one to save in that value. So choice 1 and choice 2. The next three field types, text, text area long, are all the same except for their length. So go over to the user side, text is the shortest, text area is middle, and text area has the most amount of characters. And for text area and text area long, you can drag this out to see more of what you're typing. Next we have text area rich. This is different from the other text fields because it allows you to format text as if it was a text editor. So font size, color, most things you can do in a text editor. And you can also insert pictures if you want as well. Text encrypted is used for things like passwords and stuff like that. It's like basically anything you type in will be replaced by the character you select here. So either a star or an X. And you have different options here where you can mask all the characters, you can leave the last 4 digits, or if you know what you're using it for, like for a credit card number, for a social security number. So in practice, I think I did the last 4 show, so it'll star out everything besides the last 4 numbers. The field type time is exactly how we saw it before with date time. So there's not much to customize here. On the user side, you can type in a time, or you can select one from this drop down that appears, just times in 15-minute increments throughout the day. Our last field type is URL. There's not much to customize here, but on the user end, it allows them to type in any valid URL and create a link that opens up a new tab to that web page. And that's our last field type. Thanks so much for watching this video. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe to our channel for more Salesforce cloud tips and tricks. Also, check the link in the description to subscribe to our Connex newsletter, where we curate the latest and greatest cloud content to help you become more effective and more aware of the tech that can help your business scale efficiently. Finally, if you need some support for a project or want to bounce some ideas off us, head over to our website and let us know how we can help. Thanks again for listening.